Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Afifah from Group 7. We'll open our presentation. Before we start it, let me introduce all of my friends in Group 7. There are Rahmi Syafrianda, and the second one is Farhan Mendra, and then Febry Erlangga, and then Fadhila Amanda, and the last one is me, Afifah. Our topic is about services. There are some subtopics, and the first one is technical support. This one is a listening question. The situation is Lisa is an IT support technician in a large company. Her colleagues are trying to connect their home computers to the company network. They phone Lisa with their problems. Complete Lisa's report. First call, the problem is network rejects password, and the diagnosis, network system remembering the wrong password. And the solution, uncheck the remember password box. And the second call, the problem is cannot see full page on screen, or the icon too large. The diagnosis, wrong screen resolution settings. And the solution is increase the screen resolution to correct setting. Third call, the problem is cannot open email attachment. The diagnosis, security level in email programs is too high. The solution is lower the security level for attachment. And the fourth call, the problem is click on link but the photo doesn't appear. Diagnosis, firewall blocks pop-ups. The solution is switch off block pop-ups adverts in firewall. And the fifth call, the problem is cannot connect wirelessly with router. The diagnosis is electronic devices interfere with connection. The solution is move the router to the different location. And the last one call, the problem is cannot access internet through wireless connection. And the diagnosis is computer has different IP address from router. The solution, reboot the router and the computer. The next question is still listening. The situation is listen to how Lisa diagnosed the problem. Complete the statements with the verbs in the box. There are could, may, might, and must. The first one, you must have checked the remember password. And the second one, your computer must be using the wrong screen resolution settings. The third, your email program may be blocking the attachments. And the next one, your firewall might be blocking the pop-ups. Next, another electronic device could be interfering with the connection. And the last one, you must have given the computer a different IP address from the router. The first, second, and sixth statements are certainly correct because they are using must. And the third, fourth, and fifth statements are possibly correct because using may, might, and could. The next situation, listen to how Lisa suggests a solution, and then complete the statements. Use the correct form of the verbs in the box. There are could, don't, lower, suggest, try, and type. The first one, now try type in the correct password. The second one, try lower your security level. And the third one, well, you could move the phone away, or why don't you move the router around? And the last one, I suggest you try moving the router to a different location. The next is rephrase this. Use the language from above. The first one, diagnosis, your switch is probably broken. Suggestion, change it. And the statement, your switch might be broken. Try changing it. And the second one is diagnosis, it is possible your cable is loose. Suggestion, push it into the socket. Statement, your cable may be loose. Why don't you push it into the socket? The next one, diagnosis, you are definitely using the wrong IP address. And the suggestion, reboot the router. Statement, you must be using the wrong IP address and you must change it with the correct one. The next diagnosis is perhaps the program has frozen. Suggestion, press Ctrl Alt Del. Statement, the program might be frozen. You could press Ctrl Alt and Del. The next diagnosis, the mouse has definitely stopped working. Suggestion, disconnect and reconnect. The statement is the mouse must have stopped working. You could disconnect and reconnect it again. The last one, diagnosis, is it's certain your file is too large for the disk. Suggestion, compress it. In the statement, your file must be too large for the disk. Try compressing the file.
My name is Fadhila Amanda. I will describe about reporting to clients. There is a picture about making skyscrapers safer in fires and emergency. There is an idea and purpose for making skyscrapers safer in fires and emergency. Number A, CCTV camera to check everyone's location and to allow controller to monitor the situation. Number B, parachute to allow people to escape quickly from the top floors. C, fireproof ceiling to prevent the fire from spreading to other areas and floors. Number D, control center so that the control can operate safely away from the affected building. A, fire drills so that everyone is aware about what to do and where to go in the event of fire. F, wider doors to allow the maximum number of people to escape quickly, and then sensors to detect change in temperature and warn people about a fire. And next, magnetic safe to allow people to jump down magnetic safe. Next, surrounded sprinkles to make sure that there is a continual sprinkle of water on the fire. Then fireproof lifts so that the lift can operate in the event of a fire. Okay, sky bridge to help people to escape to another building. And then gaps between beams and columns to prevent fire from spreading. And wider stairs to allow more people to escape quickly and prevent overcrowding, and to make sure that the stairs don't collapse in the fire. And then last speaker to warn everyone in the building about the fire and to tell them what to do and where to go. Next, there is a picture about letters to Mr. Jahu. After read these covering letters and answer the question is number one, who is the client and the contractor? The client is John Hu and the contractor Farhan. Number two, what did the client ask the contractor to do and when did he ask it? He asked him to upgrade the safety of the building, and he asked him on 24 January. Number three, what has the contractor done? He has completed the work and he has written a report on it. And number four, what is the contractor report? Is enclosed with the letters. And number five, what does the contractor ask the client to do? He has asked him to let him know if he needs any clarification of any of the points in the report. Number six, which word introduce good news? The words is I am pleased to inform you. And next, write a number from the diagram next to each job report. Number one, the work walls were built between the towers to allow people to cross over. The answer is K, K bridge. Number two, the width of stair was increased by 25 centimeters to allow more people to use them. The answer is A, wider stair. Number three, fire-resistant material was placed between floors to stop fires from spreading. The answer is C, fireproof ceiling. And number four, exit on the ground floor were widened by 1 meter to allow people to escape more easily. The answer is wider doors. Number five, elevators were covered with fire-resistant material to protect them. Answer is J, fireproof lifts. And number six, structural beams were sharpened by 8 centimeters to allow them to expand in a fire. The answer is E, standard sprinkles. Number seven, smoke detectors were installed to give early warning of fire. The answer is H, sensors. And number six, the equipment for jumping was provided since we decided it was impractical. The answer is B, parachute and magnetic set. Next, underline example of the passive in the summary report. The passive in the summary report, the answer is number one, were built. Number two was increased. Number three was placed. Number four were wide. Number five were covered. Number six were sorted. Number seven were installed, and number eight was provided. The answer is the underline. And next, change the sentence in the report into active. Number one, in the passive, we change to active. Number one, we built the workplace between the towers to allow people to cross over. And number two, we increased the width of stair by 25 centimeters to allow more people to use them. Number three, we placed fire-resistant material between floors to stop fires from spreading. Four, we widened the exits on the ground floor by 1 meter to allow people to escape more easily. Number five, we covered the elevators with fire-resistant material to protect them. And next, we shortened the structural beams by 8 centimeters to allow them to expand in a fire. Seven, we installed smoke detectors to give early warning of fire. And number eight, we provide no equipment for jumping since we decided it was impractical.
Hi, I'm Rahmi Syafrianda. I will to explain about the topic dealing with complaints. Okay. The first question, what are the most common customer complaints in your technical field? My answer is the most common customer complaint is damage goods. Okay, next. How should staff deal with a complaint from a customer? Make some white lines for staff in not firm. The first, be friendly, polite, and helpful. Second, listen carefully. Third, show sympathy with the customer problem. Next, check the customer problem. And the last one, offer a solution. Okay, next, listen to this phone call from customer with a complaint. Note down the details in the complaints form. Okay. Name of customer, Daniel. Order number, 720. Description of goods, paint. Model number, E strip 218. Details of complaints. 2 of the 10 counts of pink paint or E218 have a different color. Solution over, replace, customer response, exit. Okay, the task number 5. Work in pairs A and B. Role play a phone call between service staff and a customer with a complaint. Before you start, study the audio script of the phone call in 3 on page 1 to 4. Student A. You are the customer. Make notes about your device and what is wrong with it. Include the model name, number, and an order number. Then call customer service. Student B. You work in customer service. Drop the customer complaints form like the one in 3. Then take the call from the customer and deal with the complaint. Okay, this is my question. A. Good evening. Thank you for calling Malik's store. I'm Lisa. I'm here to provide you with the best service. How may I help you? B. I have a complaint about your product. I bought the cones of pink paint from your store last week, and the cones have different color. A. I'm so sorry to hear that. If you give me your full name, order number, and model number, we can go ahead and start making the correction for you. B. Of course. I'm Daniel, and my order number is 720. The model number is E218. This pink paint. A. Okay, I will repeat your problem. You bought in cones, E218, or pink paint from our store last week, and 2 cones have different color. Your number is Daniel with order number 720. Am I right? B. Yes, it's true. A. I'm so glad we could help you. If you like, we can repair the item. You can come this week with cones have different color. B. Of course. Thanks for the order. A. You're welcome. Again, so sorry about the mix-up. If you have any other issue with your order, please let us know. Have a good day. Okay, we move to 6. Equation. Describe the damage to the sweet gas. Okay, let me see the picture. 1 is twist. I'm so sorry. 1 is twisted. The meaning is bengkok. 2 is cracked. The meaning retak. 3 is crushed. The meaning hancur. 4 is burned. The meaning dibakar. 5 is broken. The meaning rusak. 6 is dented. The meaning is penyok. 7 is split. The meaning is terbelah. And the last one is torn. And the meaning is robek. Okay. The reading in task number 7. Read this replay a customer letter of complaint and answer the question. Okay, I will to read the customer letter. Okay, I will to start. Dear Miss Beck, thank you for your letter complaining about your DVD player from our store. I was sorry to hear that the top surface of the machine was scratched and edge was cracked. Unfortunately, we do not have any more DVD player in stock at the moment. However, I'm pleased to inform you that we will give you your money back in full. In addition, as a gesture of goodwill, we will give you a 10% discount off your next purchase from our store. I would like to apologize for the inconvenience you have experienced. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any future queries. This kindly, Robert Wilson, Store Manager. Okay, we move to the question. First, what did the customer complain about? The answer, the DVD player with the top surface of the machine was scratched and the edge was cracked. Number 2, what does the writer offer to do? The answer, he will give his money back in full and 10% discount off his next purchase from the store. Number 3, which word? A, for show sympathy, and B, for give and apologize. A, I was sorry to hear that the top surface of the machine was scratched and the edge was cracked. B, I would like to apologize for the inconvenience you have experienced. Number 4, which word introduce A for good news and B for bad news? A for good news. First, however, I'm pleased to inform you that we give you your money back in full. And next, in addition, as a gesture of goodwill, we will give you a 10% discount off your next purchase from our store. B for bad news. Unfortunately, we do not have any more DVD players in stock at the moment. Okay, the last one is writing. You are the manager of IT Online Ltd. Reply to this later. Okay. So I want to reply from this later. And before I give my reply, I will to read this later. The manager ID Online. Dear Sir Madam, I wish to complain about the mess notebook computer which I ordered from your online store last month. Order number 6033501. The computer was delivered only yesterday. When I opened the box, the adapter was missing. This is very poor service indeed. I look forward to hearing from you. Peter Bradwell. This is my letter. Dear Mr. Bradwell, thank you for your letter complaining about your mess notebook computer from our service. I was sorry to hear that the adapter was missing. Fortunately, we have the mesh adapter original in stock at the moment. I will send the adapter this week. In addition, as a gesture of goodwill, we will give you a 10% discount on your next purchase from our store. I would like to apologize for the inconvenience have experienced. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any future queries. Miss Carolee Robert Baldwin, Store Manager. Okay, so this is about our loss. So I'm sorry if I have missed that.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Mendra. My name is 2010952014. I am from Group 7 from English Class A. I want to explain about language in Section 7. In the Section 7, they have 4 sentence in there. Yeah. For the first sentence is present possibility. Present possibility used to express possibility in the present. Present possibility have 3 modals. The modals are may, might, or could. In this section, we use 2 sentences to express it. We can use simple present tense or present continuous tense. The formula of simple present tense, if not have verb, is subject plus may or might or could plus be as verb and plus adverb. For the example is the file may be too large. We can see in there the file is subject, may, and be as verb and adverb too large. For the next sentence is the formula of present continuous tense. The formula of present continuous tense is subject plus may or might or could plus to be plus verb plus ing. For the example is she could be attending the class. And the second sentence is present certainty. Present present certainty used to express certainty in the present. Present certainty have 1 modals. The modal is must. In this section, we use 2 sentences to express it. We can use simple present tense or present continuous tense. The formula of simple present tense, if not have verb, is subject plus must plus be as verb and plus adverb. For the example is the monitor must be too large. For the next sentence is past certainty. Past certainty used to express certainty in the past. Past certainty have 1 modal. The modal is must. In this section, we use 1 sentence to express it. We can use present perfect tense. For the formula of the present perfect tense is subject plus must plus have or has and plus verb T. For the example is you must have broken it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Febry Erlangga. At this time, I will do presentation about point number 5 is about vocabulary. The first is verb. Clarify. I'm sorry. Can you clarify that last sentence for me? Develop. That's good, Harlan. You should develop new interests. Build. I start to build a prototype like that. Show. He kept moving back and forth, like he was showing down a tree. Enlarge. Click the image to enlarge. Assemble. An engineer assembled a robot. Consider. I consider to let him go. The next adjective. Whole. I will take the whole hardware there. Adore. I adore programming class in the morning. Plentiful. Things are plentiful there. Helpless. Because it's a rainy day, then there's helpless using solar panels. Beneficial. This meeting could be greatly beneficial to us all. Next is noun. The first one, fuse. I think it's a blonde fuse in the communication funnel. Jumper. A piece of conductor that is used to enclose jumper pins and complete the circuit. Hammer. The color of that hammer is brown. Screwdriver. But I forgot my screwdriver. Can I go pick it up? Shovel. I will clean the basement and shovel the wall. Ladder. I saw a ladder lying beside a billboard. Chain. Come unlock the chain and let me out. Sky bridge. And this is the only thing standing between us and the sky bridge. Parachute. The capsule would then land using its own parachute. Fire drills. Perform fire drills for making report about the effects of such drills and passengers. Next is aircraft. Shoot. Just walk to the shoot and you will find the laboratory. Barely. I barely used the calculator during the practicum. Perhaps I will not come to your graduation. Fortunately, the rain stopped before she was going out. Maybe he didn't come to meeting. Maybe he was tired because of his English test. The next, point number 6 is extras. Electrical engineering is one of the newer branches of engineering, and that back to the late 19th century. It is the branch of engineering that deals with the technology of electricity. Electrical engineers work on a wide range of components, devices, and systems, from tiny microchips to huge power station generators. Some of the most prominent pioneers in electrical engineering include Thomas Edison, electric light bulb; George Westinghouse, alternating current; Nikola Tesla, induction motors; Guglielmo Marconi, radio; and Piloti van Wors, television. These innovators turned ideas and concepts about electricity into practical devices and systems that use it in the modern age. The field of electronics was born with the invention of the thermionic valve diode vacuum tube in 1904 by John Ambrose Fleming. The vacuum tube basically acts as a current amplifier by outputting a multiple of its input current. It was the foundation of all electronics, including radios, television, and radar, until the mid-20th century. It was largely supplanted by transistor, which was developed in 1947 at AT&T's Bell Laboratories by William Shockley, John Bardeen, and Walter Brattain, for which they received the 1956 Nobel Prize in Physics. What does an electrical engineer do? Electrical engineers design, develop, test, and supervise the manufacturing of electrical equipment, such as electric motors, radars, and navigation systems, communication systems, and power generation equipment, states the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Electronics engineers design and develop electronic equipment such as broadcast and communication systems, from portable music players to global positioning system or GPS. If it's a precision real-world device that reproduces, conducts, or uses electricity in all likelihood, it was designed by an electrical engineer. Additionally, engineers may conduct or write the specification for destructive or non-destructive testing of the performance, reliability, and long-term durability of device and components. Today's electrical engineers design electrical devices and systems using basic components such as conductors, coils, magnets, batteries, switches, resistors, capacitors, inductors, diodes, and transistors. Nearly all electrical and electronic devices, from the generators at an electric power plant to microprocessors in your phone, use these few basic components. Critical skills needed in electrical engineering include an adept understanding of electrical and electronic theory, mathematics, and material. This knowledge allows engineers to design circuits to perform specific functions and meet requirements for safety, reliability, and energy efficiency, and they predict how they will behave before a hardware design is implemented. Electrical engineering jobs and salaries. Electrical and electronic engineers work primarily in research and development industries, engineering service firm, manufacturing, and the federal government, according to BLS. They generally work indoors in office, but they may have to visit site or to observe a problem or a piece of complex equipment. The BLS says manufacturing industries that employ electrical engineers include automotive, marine, railroad, aerospace, defense, consumer electronics, commercial construction, lighting, computers and components, telecommunication and traffic control. Government institutions that employ electrical engineers include transportation department, national laboratories, and the military. Most electrical engineering jobs require at least a bachelor degree in engineering. Many employers, particularly those that offer engineering consulting service and require state certification as a professional engineer. That's my presentation for your attention. Thank you.